Daisy-May joins me now. Thank you for coming in. How difficult was it to see your mum in that state, day after day, week after week, month after month? You were there a year.
Yeah, every day that I came home, I didn't know whether it was going to be kind of a good evening or a bad evening, depending on my mum's kind of mood for that day. And when you're in a hostel, the slightest thing that happens to you in the day becomes kind of a huge deal because it feels so claustrophobic. So it was very, very, very difficult to see her in that state.
How claustrophobic was it? Tell us about how you lived.
Yeah, well, kind of when you're living in a hostel, nobody really wants to knock on the door and pop in for a cup of tea or come and visit you. It loses kind of all of that, what it means to have a home. And in the first hostel that we lived in, we're actually just in 2 rooms, and usually families only get 1 room, but because I'm over 18, I was in 2. And to move the entire contents of your home into those 2 rooms.
And this is 3 of you?
3 of you. Yeah, 3 of us were in 1 bedroom, and then the other room was to have our contents of our home.
Your sister was a teenager at the time. She didn't tell pupils, her friends at school, her teachers, the change in her circumstances. How hard was it for her? Teenagers need their own space more than most of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we all had our different ways of coping with the mental trauma of losing our home. And for my sister, it was very much a coping mechanism to not tell anybody on the outside, because you don't know how people are going to relate to you. There's a lot of stereotypes and preconceptions when you suddenly are associating with the term of homelessness. So yeah, that whole double life that hidden homeless people have to deal with on a day-to-day is really, it kind of makes you extra tired.
How did she cope with her schoolwork as well? Because she needed to concentrate when she came home from school.
Yeah, in both hostels there was no internet, so that was very difficult. In regards to having space to do homework, there was no table to do it. In the second hostel, my nan and granddad came around and put up a little card table that they used to play cards on, and that became our dining table and the place that she did her homework. So it's all these things that stop you from being able to carry on with a normal life.
Did you ever think it could happen to you, to your family?
Absolutely not. I mean, I use the inverted commas, but we always felt like we were a normal family. And when that happened, it was a huge readjustment, because all those stereotypes and taboos that we'd also had in our own brains, we had to then come to terms with that. And particularly for my mum, it was about kind of over-analysing all those decisions she'd ever made in her life, because as a mother, she felt that she had failed us, which of course isn't true.
Very briefly, immediately when you were told of that situation, you'd lost the house, you decided to film it. Why? When that situation, when it came about, all the power had been taken away from us. Our autonomy had been taken away. We were evicted without a choice, and because of the rental market, there was no place for us to be able to afford anywhere to live. So for me, it was about trying to take some of the power back. I felt that if people saw it, then perhaps it would give kind of a human face to all these statistics that we're hearing, and hopefully it might have some impact on future policy and trying to help shape the way that we're viewing the housing crisis. And it has been shown in London, and more people will be able to see it. Daisy-May Hudson, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you.